Imagine working a job for 30 years, working your way up. My husband started off as he was a drywaller, a painter. He got his contractor's license. He did that with the same company. He was a subcontractor for 20 years. Eventually, they moved him off the field and made him a project manager, which we were so grateful for because hanging drywall is, it's a pretty physical job. And he'd done that for, 25 years because he worked for another company previously. So at the age of, I think he was 56 when this happened, the company that he had been with for 30 years just for we still never knew why, but they just without any notice they closed. They gave everybody a week.
Okay, I've worked in corporate America extensively myself, and this is a very common story. Um, People get fired for a variety of reasons, and when you're at work, you don't really know why. And you come up with an answer like, "Oh, he didn't show up to work," or "Oh, they found someone cheaper to replace him," or "Oh, they're restructuring." But you don't really know. Um, you're not giving an explanation. You're just told that you're being let go, effective immediately, and if you're lucky, you get a severance, 2 week severance. I knew a guy at my last job. It was at a gas plant in East Texas. He worked there 50 years, like this lady's husband, 30 years, right? Like his entire career, he started as an operator, then eventually he got to automation. And the guy I'm talking about, he died one day. One day we were working, he just died. And it was very sad that he died. He didn't get fired. He got fired from life, but not from his job. I remember last year they had given him a plaque for 50 years of service. So you get a plaque. That's what you get. You get a plaque. 50 years, you get a plaque, probably like $100 plaque. But what I learned is that after he died, after like 3 weeks, his position had been filled. People had figured stuff out, and it was like he was never there. And like this lady's saying, after 30 years, how can they just fire him? He's like, build that man a statue for being there for 30 years. Best years of his life, his whole career. But just one day you're gone, one day you're fired, and that's it. You don't talk to any of those people anymore that were your coworkers. And the lesson that I learned from the guy that I'm talking about who died is that just the replaceability that has become so culturally acceptable in the United States. I heard that Amazon is laying off 16,000 workers. What are they going to do? It made me not want to shop at Amazon anymore because I'm just like, this is how they treat people. Maybe they don't deserve my money. I'm helping other people get mistreated with the money that I spend, and they don't deserve that. I once worked in an Amazon warehouse. That job sucked hard. It was an awful job. And I guess they're replacing them with robots. I don't know. But like this lady was talking about, it was out of nowhere. He got fired. They don't know what they're going to do. He's older now. He doesn't want to go back to square one. He doesn't want to work physically. He doesn't want to drywall because it hurts his knees. It hurts his arms. He might have some back problems. He's a blue collar guy. And people don't want to hire older people. They don't want to hire them because on a spreadsheet, they call out more. They use healthcare insurance more. Their experience, so you have to pay them more generally. And after 30 years, you'd think there'd be some kind of mutual respect, mutual appreciation, but there isn't any. And I think people here in America have just accepted that. They're cogs in the machine, replaceable cogs in the machine. It didn't used to be like this. I think before there was more. If you gave 30 years, they would not just fire you. You're seen as valuable. Other cultures, I know, like in Japan, they have like those old people, uncles, they call them, older people, old engineers. They don't do nothing. They just stare at their computer screen all day long, but they help train younger engineers and their wealth of knowledge in their head. But here in America, we don't treat people like that. We treat people very disposably, and that's the case for a union. Is that you can't just be treated that way, and that it isn't fair to you to bear the burden. So a business can be more profitable. So a business can run better, have less expenses. You have to accept being cut. Why? You know, that's not fair. You think Jeff Bezos needs more money on his bottom line? For what? It's like efficiency is the staple of capitalism. It's an efficiency. It can produce a lot, but it dehumanizes people. It atomizes people. You're not a person with a family. You're just like an employee. You're a line entry on an Excel sheet, and you get treated, disposably, and it's sad. But that's how it is in the United States. I think I heard of other countries with strong labor laws, like in France. You can't just be fired. There's like 3 months of a review process. The burden is on the business and not on the person or the person's family. And I would argue, if you're like a wealthy country, the wealthiest country in the world, I mean, if France can do it, why can't we appreciate people more in the United States, like this lady's husband in particular, the older person with experience who gave 30 years, shouldn't just be treated badly. And that's just, it's how it is. It's very sad. That's why I don't have company loyalty. I don't have any corporate brand. I don't have brand loyalty. I don't have company loyalty because I understand how it is. I get the situation. That's the game I'm in, and it's a brutal game. Brutal game. I was laid off brutally. I didn't work there 30 years, but it was shocking when it happened. And, then I have to move on. But it's easier for me because I'm not 56. Maybe I'll move to France. Or Japan. Let me know what you guys think. Subscribe.